Hi, welcome to Derek Does. Today, we're going to do this. Hi, welcome back to another Derek Does. I'm Derek, and if you're new here, please subscribe, comment, like, all that stuff. If you have questions, put them down below. If I can't answer them, somebody who's watching this probably can. Again, I'm not an expert on anything like this. I just find some cool stuff I thought I'd show you. And today I found something in that realm of cool stuff. This is pretty unusual, and I would say kind of rare. This is a Desert Camo Parka. Now this is a U.S. Desert Camo Parka. This one's actually from 1983, so this is pretty early. This Desert Camo came out in, I think, the late 60s, early 70s, and probably it wasn't really used until about 77, 79. And they invented this because I guess when you look through night vision at nighttime in the desert, if you're wearing black, it actually shows up. So they came up with, but green does not show up. So they came up with this green and has these little dots on it, and that's where I'll do close-ups and you can kind of see what all this is about. And apparently this really worked for the most part for the night, at that time, the night vision. This is from 83, so it was still pretty early. And then in the late 80s, like during Desert Storm and that sort of thing, the U.S. Army, who was in Iraq, wore these, and they would use them for night, and I think other countries started using them. I think this eventually got phased out. I don't think they still use this anymore. But this is a parka, and it's actually kind of what they would call a fishtail parka. I don't know if you ever heard that with vintage military stuff. Like I think there's an M51 fishtail. There's a couple others that are that fishtail. And basically what that means is you put the jacket on, and in the front it's like here, but in the back it comes down. So it's like it has this fishtail, kind of like a fishtail, basically on the back, to kind of protect the back of the legs, either from vision or for wind, or if it's a parka, it'd be for, you know, all that stuff. Now this jacket, and I'll show you that it would have had a liner at one time, or would have come with a liner. Either you could wear it or not, because in the desert, a lot of people don't realize this, but it gets really cold at nighttime in the desert. It gets really hot in the daytime. But so if you live like in the west part of the U.S., you kind of feel that because you are in the deserty area, and you know, I'm in Colorado, so it gets really cold. Usually at night, or not really cold, but you know, in the winter it gets really cold. But even in the summertime, it'll get down to the 50s or something like that. And in the summer, sunshine, it get up to 90 or something like that. So there is a big variance, and that's why they would have a liner for a desert parka. You think, why would they need a liner? But that's why. So I'll put this on and I'll show you. It's kind of cool. I kind of like, even though it's camo, it's not really camo. It's neat. It's like almost a design on the you feel, and I'll show you when I put it on. I put it on the first time, and when I looked in the mirror, I saw Obi-Wan. That's kind of how I feel when I wear this, is that I'm a desert camo Obi-Wan, and they're kind of cool. This would be a great jacket or parka. They call it a parka. It's really, I don't know, cloak. I don't know what it is that you could put over top of another jacket, and it looks great that way. It's almost like it's almost like a raincoat in a way, or a trench coat, but it's like a cool trench coat. And I'm going to show it to you, and it's kind of cool. And if you want it, I have it on my eBay, and I'll put a link below that'll at least get you to my eBay page, and then you can look up this if the link doesn't work exclusively just for this item. But I'll put that down there below, and you can take a look at it. But let's take a look at how this looks on. Again, this is a size medium, and it says 37 to 41 inch chest, but they're pretty big anyway. They're made for over top of your regular uniforms and that sort of thing. I'm a 42, about 5'10", 155 in that range, and this is a medium, and you can see how it fits on me, and I think it fits really well. But I'm going to show you that. I'll do a wide as I can get, so you can see, because it takes up a lot of room. It's a big parka. It's more of a, again, it's not like a parka. They call it a parka, I think, because it has a hood, but to me it's like a coat or a cloak. But let's take a look at this, and you can take a look and see if there's something you're interested in, and then we'll put it on the hanger, and you can do some close-ups of some of the features of this. It has unique features. The nice thing I love about this, there's no Velcro on it, because this is from 83. And all the military stuff, I've shown you like the newer stuff, it's just full of Velcro, and I hate Velcro. But I love this. It just has regular old buttons on it, just like a M65 or something like that, without the Velcro, of course. But let's take a look at this, and I'll show you how it looks on. All right, here it is, and you can see it fits me really well. this is, again, it's meant to be over top of clothing. So I just have a sweatshirt, but you can see it's kind of cool. So here it is. I'll show you. And it has, you can see here how that comes down at the back like that a little bit. Has this little, almost like a duck tail, but they call it a fish tail because it's on two little pieces there. But this buttons up, and then obviously if you were out in a really windy location and you wanted to be totally camouflaged, you would button this up. And I'll do that for you. Here's how it looks. This is actually in really fantastic shape. I don't know if this was actually worn that much, if any, because there's no, I see no wear, no tears, no stains, and nothing on it. So you can see it's kind of cool. And then if you put the hood on, microphone might be muffled a little bit, but you can see how I'm now Obi-Wan. And of course you can pull that drawstring in and get it nice and tight around your head. It's not really made for a helmet, I don't think. I don't think there's that much room, but not like the other coat I showed you the other day. But this is it. Let's put on the hanger and take a look at it. Well, here she is. This is the Desert Camo, and I'll show you the tag here. Parka Night Camo Desert. You can see it's from 83, size medium. So it's a full length, let's get the focus right, full length jacket, or coat, parka, trench coat, however you want to say it. It's got the features, and you can see this is the cool pattern, which is really cool. Just as, where it's this, it looks so 80s, doesn't it? With do-do-do-do-do-do. I think of Knight Rider or something along that nature. But it has elastic cuffs to keep the, obviously keep the sand out, I guess. And then these buttons here would be for your liner on the inside. They have drawstrings here and here. Then you have drawstrings on the hood here and here, plus a drawstring up here. So there's actually, I guess, one for the neck to keep it tight, and then one for an actual around the hood. So it's got two of them. Now the pockets aren't real. I mean, they're real, but they're not pockets. They're just, you unbutton them and you come in, so you can come into your inside jacket from that. So it's kind of like a trench coat sometimes where they would have those pockets, but it just access what's on the inside. And then these, of course, are for the drawstring, which are actually loose here. I guess they did that because this was in the way of the pocket. So that's how that is. And then on the inside, you can see these are the buttons where your liner would be. I just don't have the liner, didn't come with it. I don't even know where you can find one of those. They're probably even rarer than this. And then on the back, you can see it's got just a nice hood. It's almost like an M65, just kind of a lightweight cotton. The whole thing is. But here's that fishtail where it comes down. You can actually draw those in too. So it has drawstrings here on the bottom, so it'd be a little tighter around you. But it's a really neat parka. It's unusual. I mean, if you wore that, nobody else is going to be wearing that. I guarantee it. But down here, you can really see where the fishtails I was talking about, where you can see that. But let me just check. I forgot to check. Is this? This phone is the. So it's a 50-50, nylon and cotton, and this is from Selma Apparel Corporation. If you're into that sort of thing, just have to get the focuses to come into play. The new iPhone has had difficulty doing that. Pretty cool parka though. It's unusual. I mean, if you know what you're looking for and you see it, you know instantly what it is. And I believe they made full uniforms out of this stuff. You know, pants and shirts and hats and all sorts of stuff. But they also made this, which would go over top of all your other stuff for any night desert maneuvers. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Derek Does on the Night Desert Camo Parka from the U.S. from 1983. Again, this will be in the description down below, currently on eBay if you're interested, and then you're a size medium that this would fit. They're pretty big. I mean, here's the shoulders are way down here and my shoulders up here. So if you wanted it a little better, you probably could. But again, these were made to go over top of stuff. Or if you're just going to wear it as like this, just as a light jacket, you could easily do that too. Pretty cool. That's very unusual to find. And I'd imagine a lot of you guys probably haven't seen one of these in the wild. You maybe have seen them somewhere else, but they're just kind of cool. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you on the next Derek Does.